truth! You can't handle the truth!
All right. I come to you today with a confession. I'm very sorry. I am very sorry. I think it's time to come out of the closet because, quite frankly, I can't live with this secret anymore, and it is breaking my soul. I think I might be enjoying Mortal Kombat a little bit more. Right? Now, I've seen some people complain about this aspect, and that's fine. I am like one of the most critical people in terms of making videos of this game, and that's fine too. And it's only a little bit more. It's not like a metric shit ton, like I'm just going to start being like, oh my god, right? It's not that at all. It's just that when Ermac dropped, I felt like there was a shift in the air, right? I really love the character of Ermac. I think they did a great job with Quan Chi all the way back when, in terms of like his special moves and stuff. They really leaned into his the aesthetics and the lore of the character through his special moves. And it's the same thing with Ermac, especially with all the souls and using that and everything like that. I actually think that's pretty awesome. Now, playing online, as you can see right here, yeah, it's a stink in the pink, right? Like, it's just crap. It's still the same sweaty type people that want to try and do 1,000 hit combos, and act like their life depends on it. So you're not going to have anything different. If they ever bring a 1v1 mode in this game, I will never touch cameos again. Guaranteed. Like, there's no reason to, right? This game was meant to be Injustice 3. That's why the game is so floaty. That's why we're flying all over the world. It's just crap, right? You light up MK11. It's a much more grounded Mortal Kombat game, just like other Mortal Kombat games. Now, sure, if you're like an only pro and stuff like that, you're juggling people, in the corner and all that sort of bullshit, fine. But that used to be the exception to the rule. Used to be on their high level of skill. But the average person, isn't necessarily doing that. And in this game, it is just way, way, way too easy, right? So, despite that, Ermac, I think, was a great shift. Everyone really loved Ermac, right? And then we've seen Boone posting a little bit more lately. He announced that we are getting the 1995 Scorpion movie skin, which is looking really, really good, right? And this is on the back of us getting some classic skins. Now, the Li Mei one and the Natara one were definitely censored, right? They definitely changed that. But what's funny, though, is that we've had the Sindel one announced recently, and of course launched. I missed out on purchasing it, so I'm going to wait till it comes around. It looks really good. It's really sexy. It's really leaning into the classic theme of that skin. And we've also had some other fairly good ones too. Some of them slightly inaccurate, obviously, like the Sub-Zero Deadly Alliance one. The Scorpion Deadly Alliance one was also like inaccurate because it's supposed to be just a skull, not like a burning nugget, chicken nugget on his head, But it seems like since then, they've kind of, I don't know, man, like tried a little better, Now, keep in mind that you still have to pay money for these skins. These skins aren't available in the game. You've still got to spend money on the Dragon Crystals to then purchase this stuff, alright? And again, I'm not against DLC, I'm not against DLC shops. The initial prices of stuff was way too expensive. I believe they fixed that now. I've seen some people say that they've actually reasonably priced the, getting like a skin with all the palettes. They've actually brought that down in cost, so that's good. Obviously, it's a little bit FOMO because they do come around again, but you have to wait, right? So if you miss out, you just got to wait until the skin, comes around again. But it kind of feels like, along with the Deception, Shao Kahn, Deadly Alliance of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, that it's like, are they starting to really pay attention to what fans actually want, right? Now, I saw a dude, he's on my Twitter, I can't remember his name, my bad dude. He said something like, as soon as the 95 movie skin was announced, he's like, dude, I want to use Scorpion now, right? Because when you've got like choices of different skins for characters, especially nostalgic ones, it makes you want to pick up those characters and actually start using them. Whether you're using them offline, whether you're using them online, it's immaterial. It makes you want to try and, it makes you go, oh, that looks awesome. And I use the ninjas a lot more because we've actually got proper ninja outfits in the game. So nostalgia is massive when you've got a game that has been around for as long as Mortal Kombat has. It really does make a huge impact. And even Boone admitted that. You know, he said, oh, everyone's like really sort of like taken to this, you know, really happy. He also said that about Ermac. And it's like, yeah. And Ermac, by changing one thing, by giving him a face mask and making his sort of like head mask stuff, his gear piece change, that really also changed perception in the public eye in Mortal Kombat community. It's like, are you listening? Right? Because for the combat pack this whole time, they've had it so that, you know, he's had his face unmasked, he looked like a, you know, like a withered ball sack. And now it's like, okay, you're listening. So Ermac rolls out, masked up. All his special moves look great. Really leaning into the lore of the character. Okay? Then we get, you know, like the ninja skins that came out. My initial reaction to them was that they were pus. The MK3 skin unmasked for Sub-Zero still looks like shit. You know, like it just looks awful in-game. But the other ones in-game fighting, the masked Ultimate MK3 skins actually do look pretty good. Right? In-game they do. Outside of that, they don't. So it feels like, you know, like it's obviously this game was well undercooked when they released it. It was probably Warner Brothers pushing it out, and they've just been basically playing catch up ever since. It's the first time they've ever talked in a Mortal Kombat game about actually adding moves to a game, and they did. Right? They gave an extra combat string for some characters, extra sort of like standard non-special moves for like say Rain. And then, of course, Reptile had like a variation on his acid spit, which allows an actual projectile to come out on simply holding it for like an extra half second. So these things, some of these things are quite new actually in terms of like being added to the game. From memory, I don't remember them ever doing that for MK11 or MK10. Maybe they did, someone can let me know. But this is the first time I've actually really noticed it. But then again, I barely played much of MK10. I didn't overly care for it. And MK11 I played more of, but I just stuck with Cabal, and I didn't care about any other character because the roster itself was largely forgettable for me, for all the new characters in it. So, my question to you guys, and also to myself, is this the reason why I've been enjoying it a little bit more? Does it actually feel like they're paying attention to the Mortal Kombat community instead of simply just only caring about what's being catered to or changes in terms of the only aspect of the game, and that's the actual combat itself, right? Because there's more to Mortal Kombat than just the combat, right? There's the look of the characters, the game modes, the story, all of these things, the fatalities, right? And now, of course, we've had some secret brutalities that started to be, you know, discovered, right? I don't care for that. I prefer that they were just discovering like fatalities or like a universal fatality that everyone could do, you know. But I don't know, man. I mean, maybe things are turning around. Maybe they are starting to right the ship. Now, it doesn't mean to say that, like, you know, suddenly the whole game is amazing, it's all perfect. No, it's not. It's still got massive amount of problems. I've already talked about that. Doesn't mean to say that these guys are right. They're going, oh, just wait. You know, in almost a year's time, it'll be perfect. That's a shitty attitude to have. We should not be waiting a whole year or nearly a year for the product that we paid for to finally become decent enough. It should have been decent enough on launch. Ermac and Quan Chi should have been there on launch. They're part of the story in a huge way. They should have been there on launch. Okay? So, I don't agree with that theory at all. But I want to know what you guys. Has anything else recently changed your opinion in the game? Do you feel like things are turning around for you? And could it be that NetherRealm are finally, after all of this time, actually doing something good when it comes to Mortal Kombat? Anyway, guys, catch you next time.